Core of Dreams.
Hey guys, what's going on? So in this video, I'm going to try to give a better explanation of how I fixed a Vita that had a blue light black screen issue. This one's not the same Vita. This one is a different one, but I'm going to try to demonstrate as best as I can. This one doesn't have anything wrong with it, and it's not modded or anything. But I'm going to try to give you guys a better explanation with some visual aid. This one is, I think it's an American model. I think it's a 1001 model. I'm not sure. Because it's definitely not slim. Let me see. Yeah, 1001 model. But, yeah. So, the way that I fixed the PlayStation Vita, I'm going to try to go step by step. The first thing you want to do is you want to put it in safe mode. You want to get into safe mode. You want to make sure your Vita's powered off, and you want to get in safe mode. But before we start, let me tell you what you're going to need for this. For the method that I used, you're going to need your PlayStation Vita cable. That way you can connect to the PlayStation 3. You're also going to need a PlayStation 3. And your PlayStation 3 is going to have to be connected to the internet via Wi-Fi or Ethernet cable. I don't think you're going to need an account. Yeah, I don't think you're going to need an account. I can't remember specifically. I know at the one on my PlayStation 3, I was already logged into the account, so but you shouldn't need one. So, first thing you want to do, step one, is you want to turn your Vita off. Step two, you want to go into safe mode. To get into safe mode, press and hold the power button, the home button, and the right shoulder button. You're going to press and hold these until the logo appears, and then you're going to release them. All right, so we're in safe mode. Now, when I first worked on the Vita and I got to this point, everything was grayed out except for update system software. So now you're going to go to update system software, and you're going to connect your Vita to the PlayStation 3. So I'm going to move over to the PlayStation 3 and show you guys. All right, guys, I got my PlayStation 3 all set up, and I got my PlayStation Vita connected to my PlayStation 3. So now you're going to go to, you got to make sure your PlayStation 3 is connected to the internet via Wi-Fi or Ethernet cable. So now you're going to go to update by connecting the PlayStation 3 system. It's going to tell you a new version's out. You're going to press right on your D-pad. Tap X. And it's going to update. Now this could take a minute. It shouldn't really take that long, but it could probably take like half an hour or whatever. I'm not sure. Just wait, don't touch anything, and just let it go through the process. And then when it's done, the PlayStation Vita should reset. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and stop this part of the video and then pick up after it gets done, or when it's nearly done. Also, it might ask you to update your PlayStation 3. You don't have to. I didn't, and it's starting the process. So I'm guessing you don't need to update the system either. But we'll pick back up after this thing gets done. All right, and it's just about done. I'm gonna hold on these last 10%. After this, it should restart and install, go through the install process, and then it'll restart again. During the install process, it'll probably restart a few times. But I think after this time, after it restarts, you can unplug from the PlayStation 3. 95, 96. Like I said, this is just normal Vita. I'm just using this to illustrate what I did to fix the PlayStation Vita that when it had a blue light, black screen. This is what I did to fix it. It's weird how it's not showing a green bar through the camera. All right, there it is. You're gonna accept the user terms of the user agreement. Scroll all the way down to the bottom. Go over to accept. Tap X. It's gonna ask you if you want to update the system software. You're gonna go over to update, and you're gonna hit X. I'm not sure if you unplug it from the PlayStation 3 or not. I think basically I can just plug it up to a the adapter. Let me see. Let me see if it starts up. Okay, yep. At this point, yeah, it should update. For the last process, it took about 25 minutes. So yours could be faster. You also don't need the since you're doing this via through the PlayStation 3, you don't need the Vita update file. After this, it should reboot, and then it should boot like normal. If it doesn't, we're gonna get into that. All right, and it's done. Now it's gonna restart. This one's gonna restart like normal, because like I said, there's nothing wrong with it. All right. Oops. And then if it boots like normal, you should be fine. I would suggest go ahead and mod it or whatever. Have fun with it. But if it didn't, give me a minute and we're going to go ahead and give me a second and we're going to go ahead and get into what to do if it didn't boot like normal, if it's stuck at the logo screen. Okay, so now you have successfully updated the PlayStation Vita. It reboots and either two things are going to happen. Either it's going to boot up like normal, and you're free to do whatever you want with it. Or the second thing is that you're stuck at the logo screen. You go to turn it off, and it reboots back up into the safe menu. You turn it off and turn it back on. Now, it's either going to boot up like normal, or you're back at the logo screen. If it booted up like normal, congratulations, you got lucky. If not, like I did, you're going to have to, the next step, was it 4? You're going to have to remove the battery in the PlayStation Vita. Just to show you what I'm talking about, though, let me go ahead and show you. Kind of just the whole rebooting process thing. So it starts up. But as you see, it's not doing anything. It's not going any further past this. So then, you go to restart it, or you go to turn it off. Press and hold the power button. And it turns itself right back on. And you put your safe mode menu. You go to turn it off. Turn it back on. And this time, it's going to start up like normal for me. Now, if it doesn't, like I said, now you're going to have to remove the battery. And this should be the final step you have to do to fix it. So now, you have 2 screws on each side of the Vita on the back. One on the left, one on the right. You also have 2 screws on the top and bottom of the Vita. I'm not going to take apart the Vita just because you can look up the disassembly process online on YouTube or whatnot. Also have 2 at the bottom. Once you take these screws out, you should be able to take apart the PlayStation Vita. You have to be easy with this thing because the battery is on one side and the connector comes out and connects to the other side of the Vita. You also, I do believe, have a ribbon cable. So in order to take it apart, you're going to need tools like this, or any one of these these picks. One skinny, the other one's kind of thick. I got this out of a phone repair kit. So you can go to like Walmart or go to an electronics store, and they'll most likely have these that come in a kit. This came out of a 77 piece kit, electronics repair kit. It's going to give you this and a whole lot more. So very handy. If you ever heard of, I guess, iFixit, I guess it would, that'd be an example. But yeah, replacing or getting to the battery is probably the easiest thing on the Vita. If this was like you replacing the screen, you had to take it apart. Then essentially you're getting to the screen by removing a whole bunch of other stuff just to replace the screen. It's like replacing a freaking cell phone. But after that, you're going to remove the battery for 15 to 20 seconds. Reconnect it, and that's going to fix that logo, you being stuck at the logo screen issue. It's going to fix that. Or it should fix that. After that, you're going to get the same issue I just showed you, which is you start it up, you're stuck at the logo. You restart or you turn it off, it reboots. You're booted at the safe menu. You turn that off, and then it boots up. I mean, when you go to restart it just boots up like normal. At that point, in order to fix that issue, you're gonna have to mod the PlayStation Vita. It fixed it for me. The only reason why it's acting like it is now, every time I throw it in the sleep mode, is because there's something wrong with the SD card. I highly recommend getting a SD to Vita adapter if you end up getting it. If you end up getting your Vita repaired through this method, or if you got a 3G model, there's actually something they just came up, either I guess like this year or last year or something, but it's recent, where basically, let me see, you take apart the Vita and then you're replacing your SIM card reader with a SD card reader, and you can also replace the cable. So then it ends up being faster than the SD to Vita. I plan on doing that mod to this Vita at some point down the line, but until then, the SD to Vita adapter is just fine. But that is all. That's all you have to do. I will say though, if you plan on getting a memory card for one of these things, do not buy them used. Most likely they don't work. I know I ordered one, and then when I got it, it was no good. So only buy these things brand new, unless you know absolutely sure that it's gonna work. Is there anything else? Not really. Once you mod the Vita, you're gonna have that much more fun with it. But this method, hopefully this method helps anyone that has a blue light black screen issue. When buying one of these that's clean, they have the blue light black screen issue, you're taking a gamble, because as far as the seller knows, when you get it, it could have a charging issue. It could have the screen could have broken, or the connector to the screen to the motherboard that can be broken, and like I said, it's a hassle to get to the screen. It's like you're completely gutting the Vita in order to get to it. Now while you're at it, if you're going to choose to do that, you can go ahead and do the OLED mod or the LED mod or whatever it is. But there's like a ton of things that someone could say that's wrong with it. I took a gamble with this. This was $70 when I got it off of eBay, and they said it had a blue light black screen issue, and the method I just showed you, that ended up working. Once the way I knew it was fixable is because I went into safe mode. When it showed me safe mode, I knew I could fix it. Another thing is that this had Japanese characters. So I had to, cell phone 21st century or whatever, translator. So I was able to get through the process like that until I was able to change it over to English. But like I said, anything could be wrong with these. Just because the seller says blue light, black screen, that's probably not all that's wrong with it. So be picky when you're getting one of these, unless you absolutely know you can fix it, or unless you're absolutely like you want to take the gamble. You don't mind taking the gamble for it. I'm not saying just pick one out of the bunch and go and take the seller for the word for it. This could have had something else wrong with it. Definitely. It could have had a charging port issue to where I got it, I couldn't charge it back up. It could have had a cracked screen. There could have been a broken connection between the screen and the motherboard. I don't know, anything. But this is how you would fix it. This is probably only one of the ways that you go through and fix it. Can you just say, forget it and just disconnect the battery? Maybe. I don't know. I didn't try that. And I wasn't willing to until that logo showed up. I wasn't going to chance it and mess up something else. So, best of luck to you guys if you plan on going out there and buying a PlayStation Vita and having it fixed. Hopefully you have an electronic store near you that it will attempt to fix this. But I'm just showing you that it is absolutely possible to fix it. But this is only one of the ways to fix it. It could, like I said, anything could be wrong with it. But best of luck to everybody out there. 2023 is another good year for the PlayStation Vita. If you haven't checked out the food hand contest, that's at wololo.net. I highly recommend it. Someone just released a game recently. It's pretty good. It's a 3D shooter. There are a bunch of other games that's been released. There's a whole bunch of ports that have been released on the PlayStation Vita. Have fun. And until next time, thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. Later.